Sunday morning, I'm hearing Jim sending CW, and I wanted to get him real quick. Let's see if I can get Jim. He is on 14032.5. Where is the thing? I just had it open. Hamrs. There it is. There he is. WB0RLJ. That's Jim. I'm not transmitting because my break-in is not on, so I have to wait till the next one. This is Jim doing a pota. He's at DeSoto National Wildlife Refuge in, I guess that's Iowa. There's a response. Thank you. And he'll say Joe. He sends my name. Alright, so I did get Jim there. Let's see. Copy that. Alright, let's go to my desktop screen. Copy Jim. Hamrs log says that I've got 39 contacts with him, and the last one was yesterday. But if I go over to QRZ and look for his call sign in my logbook, I've got 80 contacts with him, and they're all CW. Oh, still got the thing on my paper. Alright, let me turn the volume down. Alright, we're looking for contacts again here Sunday morning. Check the contest calendar page to see what's out there. We still got the 3-day PSK31 test contest going on. Kentucky QSO party ended. There's a Region 1 field day for CW. Let me see what the exchange is going to be. It's going to be a signal report plus a serial number for that one. So you have to keep track of the serial number. I don't know the RSGB National Field Day. What is that? The UK. What's the exchange? Signal report plus a serial number. It's CW. So it looks like we're going to have a lot of CW. Put something in the chat here. All right. What else we got? The ARRL digital contest is still going on. I was doing that with WSJTX and FT8. So the easiest thing I could start with is hunting some pota, because those are easy contacts to make. Move this over here. Turn that on. And move it a little bit more. So it's not there. Okay. I'm on the lower side of CW and I don't see a lot of traffic out there to the right, so we may not get a lot of CW contacts right now. Turn my volume back up. I did go out and do some pota yesterday. I was actually, I took my G90 with me because I knew I was running errands and I could hit a park over on the other side of town. And I got there right about 6:30. That's about 30 minutes before the time changes, the UTC time. And I got there at 6:30. I started hunting pota. I made contact. Good morning, Roger. How you doing? I made a contact, which was a park-to-park, and there was 2 operators. Then I started calling CQ right away so that I could activate the park. I had a lot of static on 20 meters, but I went ahead and called CQ. Most of the signal reports were like 5.5s and 5.3s. As I was activating, it started getting dark and the clouds started rolling in. Then the temperature dropped. And of course it started raining. There was a line of thunderstorms from probably about 7 p.m. Central till early this morning. Just constant thunderstorms. So I did activate the park. And I made 14 contacts there. With my G90 and a ham stick on top of the car. I had planned to go to Cedar Hill State Park, which is on the opposite side of town. But as I was driving, I was checking the radar, and Cedar Hill State Park was just covered with clouds and thunderstorm, so I couldn't do that second activation. My plan actually was when I was at Spring Creek, which is US 4423, I believe. I was gonna activate it, and then when the time changed, I was gonna activate it again, and then I was gonna drive out to Cedar Hill State Park, because there's still plenty of light around 7 p.m. Central here. But my plans were ruined by a constant line of thunderstorms. These CW stations are kind of low here. Not picking them up real good. That's okay. Boom. Since I wasn't able to sleep, since I wasn't able to do radio last night, I went ahead and went to bed early, probably around 9 o'clock. I don't normally go to bed that early, but I got plenty of sleep, so I'm ready to hunt pota again. None of these are active. You can see there on the waterfall, I'm coming up to where the 14074 is, out to the right there. That's where that big line of signals is happening. Alright, I'm not hearing much on 20 meter CW. And again, that's my location, and my endfed antenna has problems sometimes picking up signals. But we still try anyway. You don't know if you don't try. Alright, there's a big signal out there to the right. I'm going to go out and see what that is. .236, that's normally, what do you call it? That's normally FLDIGI. Let's see if something's going on out there. 14236. I'm going to start the modem. Again, I don't know how the audio is going to sound coming from the computer. Now, of course, when I turn it over to FLDIGI, I don't hear anything. I do hear somebody talking sideband. Alright, that's because I was in the wrong mode. Let's do that again. You need to be in data mode for FLDIGI. There's that digital signal, I hear it right there. So we need to go data upper sideband, and we need to start the modem over here. FLDIGI is basically a digital voice mode. And this line in red means that person is talking. I can hear him on my radio, but I don't hear him being decoded. Probably because the signal's not strong enough. Alright, I'm not hearing anything from you on FLDIGI, so I will get out of there. Get back to pota. Virginia station's down in the noise there. I'm just going to scroll through the spot page and look for any strong signals on the waterfall here. 246, nothing, but there's something out to the right of it.
You too, my friend. Thank you much. 7-3.
Sounds like a DX station.
Whiskey 5 again. Roger, roger. Excellent copy, Steve. Thanks so much for the call from Abilene, Texas, Steve. Whiskey 5, Sugar, Zulu, Sugar. This is X-Ray 1 Radio Kilo. Not sure we have a QSO before because I lost my logbook.
Thought he said X-Ray 1 Radio Kilo.
Sounds familiar to
Let me listen for his call sign again.
12, Romeo Alpha Lima Papa Hotel. located in Mexico City. Give your report next over. Now bring me to Texas. Go ahead.
I'm hearing him pretty good, but I didn't get the call sign.
Oh, thank you for that report. You sound excellent. Also, you're picking 5 by 7, 5 by 8, and this is your audio report, Steve. Listen.
Roger, Ralph. You sound good on this, and I got you 9 plus here in Texas. And yeah, the audio sounds amazing to me, sir.
All right, I've got him about a 5.5, and he's recording as he's making contacts. So I'm going to hold and see if I can get him.
Sounding really nice. Audio is perfect. What kind of radio is that, Steve?
And now I'm hearing some type of digital signal. There it is. Click it out with the digital noise reduction. But I don't hear him anymore.
Oh, no, you sound excellent. Your antenna system did a good job for you.
Yeah, the DNR cuts his signal a little bit as well.
Really nice. Are you using the stock microphone?
So I gotta wait for this to finish. Don't have my pen close by.
Don't move a thing. That radio sounding really nice. That 991 sounds great. I am running CDI through FTTX101 to my papa, driving the Alpha 87A, a very old linear amplifier, about 1500 watts.
All right. While we're waiting for him to finish,
report. How's the weather over there? We have 65 degrees here, over.
and he's asking for a weather report. That's 79 degrees and cloudy. You can see all this rain here that's up north. Last night it was all down in the DFW area here, and I had to pull out my antenna and put it down because I was seeing a lot of lightning back towards the state park, which is right in this area. And most of the storms came up from the southwest, and they were heading up northeast. And I was just covered all night long, so I couldn't really do anything. Let's go back one.
Yeah, very poor propagation. 15 meters is dead. At 10 meters is dead. No propagation there.
All right, he's saying 15 and 10 meters are dead,
14 megahertz, more or less good,
which is the same thing I've been seeing.
Noise. Very noisy today, and the signals are not too strong. But you're doing an excellent job, Steve. Well, thank you so much for the report from Abilene. Have a great Sunday, and thank you so much for the cues. So see you next time, Steve. Whiskey 5 Sugar, Zulu Sugar, X-Ray Echo 1 Radio Kilo in Mexico City. 73.
X-Ray Echo 1 Radio Kilo.
Whiskey 4 Bravo Tango Juliet.
He didn't say CQ Whiskey 4. And there's somebody right above him as well. Sounds like he's waiting for the other side to finish. And
okay, correction. It's Romeo Kilo, Steve. Yourself?
XE1 Romeo Kilo.
Yeah, my call is X-Ray Echo 1 Romeo Kilo. Romeo Kilo. Yourself?
He's in Mexico.
That's a Roger. That's a Roger. You said the Queen, Romeo Queen. This is Romeo Kilo. Thank you much, Stephen. Pleasure meeting you. And you have a new friend in Mexico City. An excellent copy here. Beautiful copy. Great audio you have. Have a great Sunday. See you next time, Steve. Whiskey 5 Sugar, Zulu with Sugar. In Under Lane, Texas, this is X-Ray Echo 1 Radio Kilo. 70
Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango.
7-3, Chief, have a great day.
We both tried to call him.
4 Bravo Tango Juliet.
Okay, the Tango Juliet, come again?
All right.
Roger, Ralph, it's Whiskey 4 Bravo Tango.
Waited all that time and he picked up someone else.
Okay, Whiskey 4 Bravo.
I will come back to him if needed.
Hello, team. Good to see you, my dear friend. I am leaning to the north. Let me go to Florida.
260.
Because the propagation is terrible today. Very poor propagation we have.
He says very poor propagation. Louisiana station is down in the noise.
This is Kilo Alpha 5 Hotel Sierra Lima, and I am on the air.
Sounds a little off frequency. She spotted on 14270. Playing around with the RF and the noise reduction to get some of that noise down that you hear. She's way down in the noise. I can barely hear her. 277 sounds like a rag chew. At the X-Rag chew. He was last heard 25 minutes ago, so I assume they're gone. Continuing on.
Ok, Kilo 7, Tango Zulu Papa. Que legal, eu não sabia disso aí. Mandei o link ali de um SDR que tá chegando muito forte ali no Tennessee. Eu também tava me ouvindo ali, tá muito legal. Tava me ouvindo em 15 até. Eu tô me ouvindo aqui em 20 também.
287. There's a lot of stuff on the waterfall, but it's apparently not pota. Something right below 298.
It might stop at the edge and fade away like it always does, man. But hopefully we get it and we can use it on this here, man. But I was outside doing some yard
295 is where they do the old guy rag chews on Sunday mornings.
Tommy, thanks for being there, sir. And thanks for all you do. K6YE from Whiskey 9, your 90 to X-ray, and also I have a little.
They put you on a list and then they come back and talk to you. So you have to sit there and wait for them. Let's see what this other signal is out here.
306.
It's not pota.
Kilo Delta 6 Alpha Pop, go ahead. 61,
Sounds like one of those battleships on the air. They're doing that this weekend. A bunch of ships are
got it that time
calling
on the first try.
CQ.
Good strong 5-9 into Indiana. Handle here is Bob Bravo, Oscar Bravo.
I can hear Bob really good, but he's not on the ship apparently.
Oh, you're quite welcome. This is WW2LST. Kilo Alpha 2 Uniform Victor Echo, was it?
Nothing found for LSG. LST, USS LST 325.
Okay, I think I got about everything. I got Kilo Alpha 2, November Uniform Echo in New York. And the name, please?
He's only 5'3" to 5'5" though.
Okay, we got it correctly that time. All right, Kevin, thank you very much. We got you in the low.
Whiskey 1, Kilo Fox, WJ1, ZFC rating.
This is WW2 LST.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango. Hearing something in my ear. Might be one of these tabs over here.
Okay, Tony, we've got you in the state of Florida.
Yeah, something was coming from the weather site I was looking at.
You're a good 5'9" right now.
All right, thank you, 73. Thank you for what you're doing.
You're quite welcome. WW2 LST.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango.
Hotel Germany. Okay, was that kilowatt 5 or 6?
Signal is fading, but I'm going to give it one more try. One more try could last 30 minutes here. 306.
Alright, I got the Texas part and the name.
He's asking for your name and your state, it sounds like.
Okay, Alpha Hotel Juliet in Texas and the name, please. Okay, apparently two of you have the same call sign. Kilowatt 6, Alpha Hotel Golf. Name, please. Got it that time. Good, strong 5'9". Alright, 73.
Cut out some of that static if I put that attenuator on, but it distorts my signal report.
Got that in the name, please.
Alright, that's another pileup that I can't get through apparently. So I'll go back down to where I was, 314, 319. Just scrolling down through the list here. If I hear something or see something on the waterfall, I go listen to it. Something below that. That's just where I was, 306. Michigan's there.
6-2. QSL. QSL.
QSL.
You copy 56 and Park US 3312.
Alright, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 hams at US 3310.
73.
They're down in my noise though.
Kilo 3,
Down in my noise. Let's amp them up and attenuate them. Way down in the noise. I can barely hear them. Got the volume up to 48. I can't hear them, so I'm gonna go back here. 335. Notice that I really don't start hearing sideband until about noon Central Time. NX9T, I know that call sign. NX9T, let's see. Sounds familiar. NX9T, North Carolina, it says. Oh, I watched this video yesterday, that's what it was. That's why that call sign is familiar to me. Okay, alright, so we've gone through the 20-meter band. Didn't hear much, just got that one on, just got Jim, really. Didn't hear much on sideband. .250 is in Florida. Alright, now I'm just looking at the waterfall here. We're going to make a pass through looking at the waterfall. That's the SSTV on 14230. Some signals that are very low that I'm not seeing. So I gotta turn that down first, my monitor level. I'm going to increase my level to see those weak signals. Alright, we get a few more signals on the waterfall here. See if we can catch some of them. 270.
This is Kilo Alpha 5 Hotel Sierra Lima. I am calling.
You're fading out on me, so I can't answer you.
November 9 Radio Delta X-ray. Chief copy part 4044. I'm reading you 5 and 9 into the state of Lima Alpha. Roger, Roger. Thanks for Indiana.
Let's see if she can
Have a
hear
great
me.
day. 7-3.
So you can call QRZ. Sometimes people will just jump in and throw out the call sign.
And I'm reading the 5 and 9 into the state of Lima Alpha.
I got you 5-5 in Wisconsin.
Roger, Roger. Thanks for Wisconsin. Have a great day. 7-3.
73.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango.
Kilo India 5, Whiskey Whiskey Tango. Please copy part 4044. I'm reading the 5 and 9 into the state of Lima Alpha.
Roger that. I got you 5-5, and I'm in North Texas, right outside of Dallas.
Roger, Roger. Thanks for Texas again. This is Kilo Alpha. And by the way, have a great day. 7-3.
73, and thank you.
This is Kilo Alpha.
Alright, so I can hit that Louisiana station. I forgot what signal report I gave her, so I assume it was a 5-9. That's Tina in Louisiana. We'll save that. Go back down to 270. And we were actually just looking at the waterfall and we picked that up. there's a Russian station spotted on 14274, but I don't think that's what I'm hearing.
I'm sorry, it's really weak. One more time and then we're going to got to try again.
It's a strong signal out to the right there. 277. Sounded like the Russian station. That one's down in the noise though. I can't really hear what's going on. Let's look it up and see where that is. It says 5,924 miles away. It says Serbia.
Beleza. Então tá bom, Carel. Pô, obrigado pelo tempo, pelas dicas aí. Agora eu vou cair ali na internet. Fiquei curioso de escutar o meu áudio.
They're down in my noise.
Quando tu colocar no Narrow e no Wide e tu olhar pra transmissão, tu dá um zoom ali na tela pra ficar mais largo assim, né, o FDI. Tu vai ver como estreita, e quando estreita ele preenche mais área, e quando tu deixa mais wide ele espalha um pouco mais.
I can't tell when they're starting to wrap up because I can't understand the language there.
Joia, beleza, Carel. Obrigado pela dica aí.
277 it says.
Mais à noite aí, estou por aqui. Hoje o meu dia de folga. Hoje, amanhã, são meus dias de folga, eu fico pelo rádio aqui. QSL.
Abraço, obrigado.
1 minute ago it says. Alright, they're down in my noise, so I move out to the right there. Another strong signal.
15 to 20 over. You're a little bit on the low side, big brother, but we're using a older radio, and I'm doing about a gallon right now, so that's probably what's going on. And I am pointing a little bit west, so it was great to hear King Marvin with such a great signal, that's for sure. All right, hey, well that's what we're doing on this side there. Over.
That sounds like some of the older CB guys because they always say over and Roger. But I've listened to them on Sunday mornings and they go on for hours and hours just doing a rag chew. I guess if that's what you like, that's what you do.
Nope.
307, he said CQ pota. I don't see 307. 306 maybe?
Okay, I got Kilo 2, Romeo Oscar Golf in Texas. Send the name.
I don't know who this is on 306. He's asking for a name.
Okay, we got it that time, man. We got a 5-5 into Indiana.
Might be that ship again.
73.
Whiskey 4 locked in 0 to the appreciation.
Whiskey 4 station.
Whiskey 4
Yeah, that is that. That's that ship again.
It's off of the area border.
And I couldn't get him before because he had a pileup. Alright, not hearing much there, so let's check some of the other bands. Someone spotted on 6 meters, but I don't hear it. 10 meters is always dead for me this time of year. Nothing there. 15 meters. Let's see, my waterfall is clear, which means no propagation for me on 15.
1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2
Not hearing 17 meters. Spot went away as well. Alright, nothing heard there. So, let's go check on this this PSK contest that was going on. FLDIGI. Gotta go to 14070. You gotta go to data upper sideband. Get your power back down to 40. Alright, there's a continuous signal over here. Clear that out. Alright, that was a big long conversation they were sending. I'll move over here and I'll call CQ. Keep an eye on my ALC over here and my SWR. Looks pretty good so far. Someone else is calling CQ right here. VA3 TPS, I already got that one. This contest goes on till Monday. I think, let's see how many contacts I've got. I've got 32 PSK contacts for this contest. Gonna see if I get spotted again. That's 04, that's last night. That's 08. Alright, I hear a signal in there. WB9KVI, I already got you as well. I'm just going to send a few more CQs to see if anyone's responding. That doesn't look right though. I always have trouble trying to remember the how to convert to the UTC time. I know you just subtract 5, but it's always confusing. So it is 16:08 right now. Alright, my last spot was at 0402. That was early, well, late last night when I was doing. I actually have a small endfed antenna that's on the inside of the house. And I just run 10 watts through it, doing FT8, and I got out last night. It was a -11 signal, but I didn't get any responses on it. And that's because the storms are running through and I just wasn't hearing anything. But I was getting out. Sometimes when they're having contests, I will remote in from wherever I'm at and do some FT8 using 10 watts, of course. Alright, no responses to my CQs here. This is number 6. Not seeing any other signals on the band here. 14070 upper sideband. 3000. The roofing floor is at 3 kilohertz. the signal down below. So I clicked on it right here, and I'm moving down. Alright, he's doing the long version of a QSO, but I want the short version, so I'm sending a CQ again. And I still haven't been spotted. We were at 40 watts there. Alright, nothing being heard on PSK. And I'm not being spotted. Alright, there's something incoming, a CQ. KD5. KD5 EAU. He didn't say CQ for the contest, so I don't know if he's doing the contest or not. He's sending a bunch of information, but I don't know who it's for, because I didn't see my call sign. I'll wait and see if that was for me. Now I do have a macro with all my information in it, if I do need to send it. Because all I need is this grid square. Well, hold on, which one is this? This is the PSK, so I would need his member number. If he doesn't send a member number, I can just assume it's 0. I'm going to respond again. He's just sending his call sign out. Alright, now he's responding. And if he didn't send that big long thing, so I'll send it to him. And I set up this macro years ago, so most of it's still accurate. Computer still's the same. RIG's different though. Power's different. but I still got the same PC. Running Linux with 64 gigs of RAM. It lets me do almost everything that I want to do. And I only sent this long piece of information because I saw him send it before. So now he's going to send me a long piece of information. He's running an ICOM 7410 at 30 watts. His antenna is a Chameleon, EF Chameleon, it says. He is running FLDIGI. He says, back to you. I'm actually done, sir, so I will send you my final. I'll send a thank you. The exchange for him would be 0000. And we will log that QSO. I'm going to assume he doesn't know there's a contest going on. Alright, there's another signal popping in above him. Let's see what that is. It's not decoding though, it's a weak signal it looks like. So I'll go back here and I will call CQ. Again, for these macros, all the information is here. And once you click the button, it just sends all that information. It puts it in the box here and it sends it all. That way you don't have to keep retyping it. Getting a response here from KF3AA. KF3AA, you are a dupe. I'll let him know that he's in my log already. Hit the transmit button down here. I know he's a dupe because it turns red up here in the FLDIGI log. I believe the contest says once per band per day. I can go check though. Let's go there, let's go there. Find the rules here. No, it should be right here somewhere. Workstations once per band. Yeah, that's what it says. There's another call sign down there. KA4UPI. I think they were calling CQ, but I'm not sure, so I'll wait for them to come back around. KC3FL, I've got you already. Even though I've just been doing this contest part-time. I recognize the call signs that I've already talked to. KC3FL is one I've already talked to. He decoded as 1909. So I'm waiting for these guys to finish, and then I can try this KA4 UPI. Turn off the noise blanker and the noise reduction. See, I got some more space out here when I turned off the noise blanker and the noise reduction. I've lost their signal somehow. Alright, we're waiting for another signal to come across. Waiting for KA4 UPI to call, well, KA4 UPI to call CQ. See if I've worked KC. Yeah, I've worked KC3FL. There's a signal below him that's a little weaker. Alright, I will call CQ again. That's the one I just heard. I'll throw out some more CQs there, see if anybody responds. And I haven't uploaded any of these PSK contacts to QRZ yet. I was going to wait till the contest was over. Somebody's calling CQ right on top of me, the guy that I wanted, KA4 UPI. Which is okay because I wanted to make contact with that one anyway. Let's see if he can hear me. And I always say he, it doesn't matter if it's a he or a she, it's just N08R has picked up my contact. And I believe I've talked to N08AR. There's no K in front of it. Yeah, I've already talked to N08AR. I want this one. $29.09 is his member number. Just copy it up to the box there. Okay, I'm not hearing N08R, but KA4UPI is hearing me. Somebody else is jumping right on top of us. So I will send my call sign and hope that he answers. If he doesn't answer, maybe the station that was on top of us, the WB0 station, will answer. Looks like neither one is going to answer. Somebody to the low there, lower side. WA2UJR might be calling CQ. Or WE2. Alright, he's sending one of those long forms again. QSL Larry, it says up here. There's UPI again. I'm trying to get UPI. And you can see the strong signals out to the right on the waterfall for the radio. Those are FT8 and FT4 signals. Alright, KA4 UPI is making other contacts. He's not calling CQ, it sounds like. Alright, so I'm gonna move over here and call CQ. I don't know if I've made, let's look at the logbook again here. Where are we? Yeah, I've only made that one contact right there. So I've got 33. I will throw out a few CQs and then, if I don't get an answer, we'll roll over to the ARRL digital contest, do an FT8. $11.28. Propagation should be coming in for me right about now. Although I sent 3 CQs and no response. Final. Alright, one more CQ. Did I ever get spotted over here? Nope. Never got spotted on the spot page. Alright, here's a response from NA0Q. And I will respond to NA0Q. He is 1344 as the member number. And he sent his grid square. Alright, so there's the contact with him. And I will go and I will call CQ again. Wait a minute. I just noticed that my ham alerts and my DX hasn't moved. So I'm going to restart them. Got to keep remembering to call CQ though. Alright, we restarted that one. Alright, there's that one. WB0OQV responded. I'm responding to him right now. He responded while I was looking at another page over here. And here comes his response. 3067 is his member ID. And I will log that. Alright, I just looked, so I guess my telnet sessions were locked up or something, because now I'm getting updates from the DX cluster and from my what do you call it? My Hamrs. Alright, I see that Jim again is on 10.118.5. And I'm going to see if I can hear him. CW. I do not hear him. I might have to switch over here. Still on the manual tuner, so I have to hit buttons every time. Alright, he's down in the noise there. So I'm not hearing him on 30 meters. Alright, we will come back to that. So let's go back to our PSK. 14070, data upper side band. Now you hear that strange sound? And you look on my screen here, this only little section here is blue. That lets me know that my bandwidth isn't set properly, so I have to go and set it to 3000. Once it's set at 3000, the whole area here comes open. And I still got the attenuator on. You take that off. There's a signal right there. And clear this. And you can tell these are all Windows-based programs by the way the menus look here. Looks very simple, very basic. This is the PSK contest that's going on. I am using FLDIGI, I've already talked to NA0Q. You see it turns red there. Let me see if I still have it open. Alright, still on the contest calendar page here. This is the 3-day weekend contest. It's PSK 31. And these are your bonus contacts. You get 100 extra points if you make contacts with those. And we're running FLDIGI here to make those contacts. We're going to click in right about here. Let's go there. And we're going to call CQ again. I think my power might be too high. No, power's at 40. My SWR is off because I'm on the wrong one. I should be on A5. A5. Gotta remember to flip that every time I change bands, because I'm running an endfed antenna in my small backyard. And the built-in antenna on the radio, the FTDX10, works fine for most bands, but it doesn't do like 40, 80, and 160. And those are the bands that work late at night, so I need to be able to tune those. Alright, so you can see here's my here's a spot for PSK 31 that I have right here. And I wasn't seeing that before because something got locked up in my telnet session there. But my signal is getting out. I like to see that I'm being spotted by either Ham Alert or the DX cluster, just so that I know that my signal's getting out. I don't have to worry about going back and trying to adjust my antenna or anything like that. Alright, here's a response from 83Y. And I will answer 83Y with a macro. Alright, we're getting 83Y. He says thank you 59. He's sending me zeros. And I will send him a final. We'll log it. I'll let that bar go down to the bottom there. Give someone else a chance to respond to me. If they don't respond, I'll just call CQ again. Which is what I did right there. Where is Hamrs? Did I close Hamrs? Yes, I did. Alright, we gotta call CQ. Gonna move the chat over here for a second. Now, I was out at US 4423 yesterday, which is Spring Creek Forest Preserve. That's up in Garland. It's a smaller park, way smaller than Cedar Hill State Park. Parking is limited. They have little porta potties there for restrooms, so I don't go there a lot. But this is what the signals were doing yesterday, and I can't see my screen over there. There it is. This is what my signals were doing yesterday. They were going mostly to the east, but I had 3 here going to Southern California and 1 to Idaho. I was running my G90 at 20 watts, and I had a ham stick mounted on top of the car. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. I did the 2 quick. I was hunting pota, and these 2 were at the same park. And it was almost 7 Central, which is 00 UTC time. So I had to hurry up and start calling CQ on 14321. And I got a bunch of contacts right away. You can see here I started at 40 after 2340. And by 2348, just 8 minutes, I had enough contacts for the activation. And then it actually got cloudy and dark, and it started raining, and it rained all night long. So this is what I ended up with here. I didn't know this one was from Texas, though. Let me see where that is in Texas. He's in Dallas County, that's in Farmers Branch. That's just north of Texas. So I was actually, not that far away from that one. I'm still sending CQ in the PSK contest while looking at my, what do you call this? My pota log here. Hamrs is made mostly for pota, but I use it just as regular logging, not for contest logging though. June the 5th. And I started a new log back on June the 5th. And you can see again most of my contacts have been coming from the east. And it has nothing to do with the orientation of the endfed, because I've tried it going north and south, and I've tried it going east and west, but I still get the same results. And it's also been raining the last few days, so I haven't made a lot of contacts. But we're going to give this another try, and then we're going to switch over to the ARRL digital contest. Seeing some more signals come on here. Someone's calling CQ. And I've already got you VA3 TPS. That's one of the bonus stations. I believe that's one of the bonus stations. Let's make sure. No, that's not a bonus station. It's VA7 that's a bonus station. But I've already talked to that station. Someone else is calling CQ. W0IZ, I've already talked to you as well. So we're going to let's move over here and call CQ. Let that go for a while. Look at some other stuff over here. Move the chat window around. And I remembered why I moved away from this camera. It's actually a cell phone. It keeps adjusting for the light. Like if I put my hand here and it gets dark and then move it, it keeps auto adjusting. And I don't have a setting on the camera to make it stop that. But when I use this camera, I don't have the fuzz over my shoulder here. Oh, here. I don't have that fuzzy, grainy stuff over my shoulder. Alright, we're calling CQ on 20 meters, 14070. We're sending PSK using FLDIGI. I'm going at 40 watts today on the... What is this? This is a FTDX10. I've had this radio less than 3 weeks, so I'm still trying to figure out all the settings for it. I've got most everything set up the way it should work. I can do all the digital modes. I can do CW and of course sideband, but there's still a few menu items that I haven't gotten to, so I still have to figure some stuff out. Alright, this will be my final CQ. If I don't get a response, I'll move over, like I've been threatening to do. And there are multiple CW contests going on right now. You can see right here on the DX spots, you get multiple spots for CW right now because of all of these CW contests going on. Alright, minimize that. Okay, no one's responding there. Let me check this last CQ right here one more time. NA0Q, I just talked to you. Alright, so I'm going to close FLDIGI. I'm going to switch over to the WSJTX. Uh, 20 meters. Make sure I'm at 40 watts here. Where's the thing? I'm at 40 watts. Make sure the roofing filter is at 3 kilohertz. Make sure the bandwidth is at 3000. I'm also running a grid tracker to log the contacts automatically. Where'd that other window go? Oh, it was right there. I was looking at it. Alright, we don't need the radio for this, so I will turn it off. And you can see it's full here. There's all kinds of traffic. So you got to find an empty slice in here. See where there's no traffic there? I right click and that's where I'm going to transmit. Since this is the ARRL digital contest, you see right here in red it says ARRL digital. You don't have to set that, but it's much easier because when you set that, it only sends your grid square. So you need to go into File and Settings. Under General, make sure you have your call sign there and your grid square. And then under Advanced, you go down to Special Operating Activity and click that. Click it under ARRL Digital Contest because it sends a much shorter exchange. So you're not sitting there waiting for the full exchange to go through. So let's see who we can find first here. There's a -1 signal. They're not doing the contest, it looks like. Usually they'll say CQ whatever CQ test down here, so I'll say CQ test. I want to send on even, so I'll hit enable there and wait for it to send. Most likely if someone answers when you send CQ contest, they've checked that setting there to make it just send the grid square, so you'll have a short QSO. So I'm going to send CQ on 20 meters. I'm saying CQ test. Anyone can answer. Anyone, anywhere. And you can see most of what I'm hearing is out to the east, northeast. My power says 20 watts though. Probably need to adjust the thingamajig, whatever it's called. I need to select the first one. Alright, I need to watch the power as I transmit. Alright, there we go at 40. So I'm going at 40, my SWR is low, my ALC is low, which is good. So we can continue. Alright, we're sending out CQs in the WSJTX. We've got it set to the ARRL contest here so that it only sends my grid square. We're at 40 watts. Running 40 watts here. And what was the other thing I was going to look at? Am I being spotted? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the first response from Louisiana. N5MUN. I can't say that county. Tangipahoa County. His signal is 5 dB. It's pretty good since it's just one state away. Alright, 40 watts. You see it fills in for exchange sent, my grid square and his grid square. And so I hit OK. So you see I sent a CQ. He responded. I responded, and he sent a 73. There was no exchange of the signal report because it's not required for the contest. But if someone responds and they're not in the contest, they will send a signal report, but I won't send it back. I'll just send my grid square. Simply because I have this option checked here. See what that looks like. I can make that bigger. So we're calling CQ on 20 meters again. I like to keep this up here. This is grid tracker. It'll give me the call signs and it'll give me the signal report. Like I'd like to get this one right here with an 18 dB, but he's calling CQDX. Let's see if I unplug my speakers over there. Yeah, I did. Sometimes when my powered speakers are plugged in and I start doing some FT8, I'll get this buzz coming through, so I have to just unplug them to stop that buzz. All right, here's another response from Florida, Escambia County. It says Alabama-Florida, but he's listed in Florida. And as the day goes along, you see how everything's red over here? That'll start moving over to the west the later in the day it gets here. Alright, there it is. Don't worry about the signal report. Just log it. And enable the transmit again. So if I go look at my current logbook, those are those two FT8 contacts I just made, because Grid Tracker is logging them for me automatically. Alright, we got another incoming W6ZD. W6ZD. I had one incoming yesterday and I found that it was an FT8 contact. The signal report was sent, but there was no RR73 and there was no RRR. But I went ahead and logged it manually. You can see down here I'm kind of in the middle of a clear area here, but there's some noise all around it. So I'm going to pause the sending CQ and give someone a chance to respond. If they don't respond, I'm going to move to this clear area right here. Alright, they didn't respond, so I'll go right there. Oh, I need to right click. Go back to transmitting. I'm transmitting on even. But you see how it's clear there? That means when I start transmitting, I'm not competing with anyone else's signal. See how I let my head down, it goes dark. Lift it up, it comes back bright again. Alright, we got an answer from Tennessee, Blount County. And his signal is 20 dB here. That's strong as... That's a good signal, 20 dB. That looks like he moved off and talked to someone else here. N0TJN. Let's give him a chance to respond. So he responded to me here. And then 15 seconds later he moved to this other one. There's the RR73 he's sending. So I'm going to see if he's going to come back and send me a signal report here. And I'm not going to hunt these because I don't know which ones are in the contest and which ones are not. So I'm just going to call CQ on this next go round here. I got to get it off of there and put it on CQ. CQ test, which is the ARRL digital contest. Alright, I wonder if they don't know that test means contest. Let's make that ARRL. There's some limit to how many characters you can send with FT8. I believe it's 13 or 14, somewhere in there. Might be more, might be less. It's somewhere around there. But see, right now it says CQARRL. Let's see if that makes any difference here. Got a lot going to the northwest here. Minus 14, minus 8. Another one. Alright, we got N8HRZ from Ohio. And let's see, did we get spotted? Yeah, we did get spotted on FT8 at a -9. Alright, there that is. And you see the report sent and received is blank because it's not required for the contest. If you are doing the if you're doing the digital contest, it should say FLDIGI right here. That means that you're only sending a grid square, because that's all that's required for the contest. But it looks like it locks into sending CQ test, because I changed that to ARRL. And to get it to say this, to show this option and only send your grid square, you go to File and Settings. Under, well, first under General, make sure your grid square is entered. Then under Advanced, click Special Operating Activity, ARRL Digital Contest. That makes it so that you only send your grid square. We got a response from Tennessee. Kilo Whiskey. What is that? Kilo Whiskey 8 Charlie Whiskey. Alright, we'll see if we can get that one. And also in WSJTX, I started a new log before I started the contest. That way I can just upload that log individually. Alright, he's not responding. So we'll go back to sending our CQ. I only give you 2 chances here in the contest. If it was just regular FT8, I'd let it go on until it times out, but alright, we're back on transmitting even FT8 on 20 meters. 15 meters was kind of basically dead on sideband and CW. I will give it a try here though, to see if some of this FT8 can get through. Alright, I'm going to let this last CQ go through. See if I can get some FT4. So I'm going to give them time to respond before I move over. See, there's one cycle. They could have responded then. Looks like everything I'm hearing is from the northeast or north. Maine. Maine's very hard to get. Okay, I let that go for 2 cycles, so I'm going to switch over to FT4. Clear that. All right, there's David right there. I'm gonna see if I can get David. He's in my local ham radio club. The what is that? That's the Dallas Amateur Radio Club. David's in that club. I'm in that club as well. Let's see if I can get him here. It doesn't look like it. I've tried him twice. KD5EIU. Now this one I will give a few more times since it's someone that I know and he's not responding. So we'll click that off. We'll wait a second, give him a chance to respond. There we go, he's responding. And I don't know how he did it, but he just sent it in one response and I got it. So it's logged already. He's up in Collin County. I actually work below Collin County. Alright, he sent me a 73. Don't know why. So I'm calling CQ right now. Well, not right now, on the next one. I'll be calling CQ on 20 meters using FT4. The FT4 sends its signals every 7.5 seconds, so the exchange is going to be even shorter. Let me copy that. You don't want Discord open. Yeah, Discord is open. So I want to do a print screen. I'm going to capture this for David. I'm going to OK there. And that screen's up. I want to copy that to my clipboard. Alright, I got 1, 2, 3. 3 stations trying to reach me here. Well, 2 stations. That's a 73. Alright, blah, 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 blah. You want to log it and go back into transmit mode as soon as you can, because the contacts come one right after the other. This is the, what do you call this? This is the ARRL digital contest. I'm doing FT4 right now on 20 meters. I'm using WSJTX version 3. We're running 40 watts with an FTDX10. I don't think you need more than 40 watts, but some people run close to 100 watts for FT4. Now there's a whole clear section right there that I'm going to transmit. I moved over. I right-clicked, and now I'm transmitting over here instead of here where there's all this other noise. Lean forward, it gets dark. Lean back, it gets bright. Alright, no one's answering my CQs now, but I got a few quick ones in. Where's this thing? Let's set this for just showing today's log. Under grid tracker, if you go to logbook, click the date thing there, set it for today, and click back there and apply. It'll only show connections from today. So I've made 6 contacts doing FT8 and FT4 just in that little amount of time. There's 2 responding to me, W3CRZ and KA4BVG. And normally with FD8 I could click on enable and go do something else and come back, but when you do an FT4, it does it in half the time, so you don't have as much time to do other stuff. We're just trying to add a few to the logs here for the contest, and we're logging these to QRZ also. All right, that's 3 times there, sir, so I will skip you. This other one was KA4BVG. So he sent me another request again here, and I'm responding to him. He should respond, and it should be finished. Yeah, he sent me a 73. All right, there's the grid squares are there, and all we need is the grid square. I'm back on enable, back on sending CQ. Now, I don't usually do a lot of FT8 and FT4, but when they have a contest, I like to try to jump in and make some contacts. Oops, I forgot to enable. Alright, so let's see what else we got here. I'm going to move this over to the right. Still sending CQ. Oh, I had this incoming from W6ZD. See if I can find out what that is. Sometimes when you're doing FT8, you don't get a complete contact, and then people will email you asking you to confirm, and I will confirm if I get a if I sent them a signal report and they sent me a signal report, I will go ahead and log it manually. But if I sent them a signal report and they never sent me a signal report, all they sent was their grid square, then I won't log those usually. All right, ZenMaker. Let me show you what my propagation looks like. Darn it, where's that thing? Grid tracker. What I'm seeing right now is most of my stuff is going to the northeast. I'm here in Dallas, and most of my stuff is going up northeast, and some down to Florida. Probably within the next 2 to 3 hours, I'll see it kind of moving towards the middle here, and later on in the day it starts moving out west. Usually before, right around this time, it's about noon central here, so I start hearing stuff coming from the west. Alright, I've called CQ a bunch of times on FT4. Are you, I don't know grid squares, so are you west or east of me? Alright, I'm going to move back to FT8. No, I'm going to go FT8. That keeps opening. I'm going to go FT8. I'm going to go 15 meters. I got to change the deal here. A7. Clear all that. I got to find a blank space over here. Let's move right in there. I'm going to call CQ from there. Where's the thing? There it is. Alright, SWR is a little high. Well, it's less than 2, which is okay for me. Yeah, Northern California, I won't hear you probably till afternoon. I don't know why, but that's just how it works for me. I've tried running my endfed in a north-south configuration. It does the same thing. I tried running it in an east-west configuration. It does the same thing, no matter what. Hey, no problem. Thanks for stopping in, though. I'm just trying different bands to see what's out there. I listen for sideband and CW on 15 meters. Earlier, didn't hear anything. But I'm hearing some FT8 out here. Oh, I was going to look for this W6ZD. I've got a little script that goes and searches all my log files. This goes back to 2023 when I started. Don't see you. Where's the date on here? Alright, I'm sending CQ on 15 meters, not hearing anything. Alright, there's 6.6. And move that up. Oh, okay, that W6ZD is asking for a confirmation for PSK31. And I haven't uploaded those yet. I'll upload those at the end of the contest. Alright, I got a response from AA7TJ. Alright, AA7TJ. He's in DM61. And we will go back into enable. So I am getting some FT8. And I see he sent an RRR. That means he's probably not set up for the digital contest in WSJTX. I didn't see where that last one was from. Oh, that was El Paso. That's local. I had a 10 dB signal from El Paso. That's just south of me in Texas. I see this K1UHF calling CQ down here. I'm going to see if I can reach him after I call this CQ again. K1UHF. Let's see if he cycles again and comes back with the CQ. And he does right there. I'll see if I can get him. Now on my meter here, this is software trying to show me the SWR, but I'm looking at my radio. It's about 1.7. Usually on 15 meters and 40 meters. I have issues with the SWR, but as long as I can keep it below 2, I'm good with it. Got another KE0KKD is responding from Iowa. Again, that's north of this location. didn't click on the previous thing here because sometimes they won't respond and I just waste time chasing them. So I just go ahead and call CQ again, and if he's still there, he'll pick it up. Alright, there he is right there. EN31 is his grid square. Up in Iowa. And just as a reminder, I keep telling, you see it says FLDIGI right here. That's an option in WSJTX. That's telling WSJTX that I'm in a contest, that I'm only concerned with the grid square being sent, because the exchange for the contest is just the grid square. You set that under settings and then advanced. You click it where it says special operating activity, and then you click ARRL digital contest there, and that'll let WSJTX just send the grid square. And where is that? If you look at the contest calendar page, I believe it's still on here. ARRL digital contest. And you see the exchange here is your 4-character grid square. That's all it needs. It doesn't need the signal report. So if you see someone up here and they're sending me like an RR73 like this one, they don't have it set up that way. So it still makes the contact because it can pull the grid square from FT8. But I just don't waste time sending other info that it doesn't need. Alright, got another response here. Where's that response from? Florida. Yeah, some of these down in Florida are being seen. And of course he's not coming back this time. But we are on 15 meters, which was kind of shady earlier. I didn't hear anything at all. It was just a clear screen there. You see my waterfall on the radio was completely blank down there. Alright, no response, so I'm going to pause it for a second. Give someone a chance to respond. I don't think there's any other frequency I can check for. 40 meters is not usually good for me during the day. When it is good, it's usually just local Texas connections. Alright, so KO4SFP did not respond. WA4TED didn't say CQ contest, so I don't know if he's in the contest or not. So I'm going to go, let's find another frequency here. Let's see. 10 meters is probably going to be dead, but I'm going to check anyway. A9. I do hear a signal there. I see a KK7, that's out west. KG4, N8ZM, that's probably out west. I'm going to throw a CQ out there. Let's go CQ. And let's throw a CQ out and see if we get anything on 10 meters. Alright, ALC and SWR look good, so we'll leave it there. I was trying to pull something else up. I forgot what it was. Alright, we're at the 2-hour mark. Just making contacts. Sending out another CQ. I know what I didn't look at. I didn't look at PSK reporter. It shows nothing right now. It says loading data. Probably because of all these contests, the FT8 contest and the PSK also sends to PSK reporter. So, all right, you can see most of my stuff is going out east. This is for 15 meters. Most going out east. It's starting to go west right now. It hasn't made it into, it normally gets into California up in here around Los Angeles. Way up here. And then it'll be kind of scattered throughout North and South Dakota, up to Idaho, up in that area. But I'm trying 10 meters right now, not getting a response. Okay, nothing on 10, I'm going to assume. I'll stop calling CQ and wait a few seconds and see if anyone responds. Doesn't sound like anyone is going to respond on 10 meters. Let me see if I can respond to that one. KD7 NHM in Arizona with a 5 dB signal. Alright, there's a response from KD7 in Arizona. Since I'm only sending my grid square, he's gonna see a quick contact and it's gonna go away. Alright, I got another response from Arizona N7 RDJ. Alright, but since the other guy didn't respond, I'll give him one more chance to respond. If he doesn't respond, I'll click on the other guy. Alright, I went back to him again, but he's not coming back, so alright, let's try the other guy. The N7 RDJ. Yeah, David, I saw your call sign there, so I tried it and it finally went through. I've been kind of messing around with this contest and the PSK. Not a lot happening on the PSK. I've made contacts with most of those that are there. Trying a few on 10 meters, which I don't normally get this time of year. And I did get one. I got 2 people trying to reach me in Arizona, but I can't get a response from them. LCT, no. Is that is that one CW? Because if it's CW, they're normally going too fast for me, and I can't decode them. Yeah, I hunted a little pota first, then I did the PSK. Now I'm doing the FT8 and FT4. All right, nothing heard on 10 meters. So I'm going to make one more pass through the PSK contest before I'm done here. So we got to go back to FLDIGI. And we got to go back to, what is it, 14070. Power's at 40. We got to change this thing back over to A5. The roofing filter's at 3 kilohertz. So we should be ready to go here. So, back in FLDIGI, you wait for the signals to show up down here. Or you can wait over here and look for them in the signal browser. If they show up in the signal browser, it's much easier because you can just click on it. Otherwise, you try to match these lines up here. I got the noise reduction on. You turn it off. Don't need the amp on there. Alright, so here's one right here. Looks like they're finishing up. K3 Jim. I haven't talked to K3 Jim. When I click the name there, it pops it up into this call box. If I've made a contact before, it'll turn red, showing that I've contacted him on this band. If it turns yellow, it means I've contacted him on another band. But he's not calling CQ, so I'm going to throw my call out to K3JIM. I see down here VA3TPS. I've made a contact with that one. Oh, LCT is all mode. Yeah, I haven't done that one. There's too many contests for me. Since it rained all last night, I probably can't really go out to the park today. I could go out and just sit in the car and do it, but I'm not in that mood today. Alright, K3GIM didn't respond to me. Let's see. We're going to move right there, and we're going to call CQ. We're calling CQ on 14070. We're doing PSK with FLDIGI. And FLDIGI is the same program used for RTTY mode. You just go to op mode here and you select the mode that you want to use here. The mode is going to show up in the lower left hand corner right here. I'll send a few CQs out. Let's see, the last time PSK. I don't think I got spotted for PSK before because it wasn't on. So we'll send out a few CQs and see if I get any responses. Since the DX propagation is not there, it's mostly just US stations that I'm hearing here. W8 Tom down there, I think I got you already. There's another CQ right there. Just click on it and it changes. N8E UI. So I'll have to go see if I'll see if he comes back with another CQ. N8 EUI. Alright, here's his CQ coming back again. Alright, I haven't talked to him yet, so I will send him my call. I sent him my call 2 times here. And waiting for him to respond. Alright, there's response, my call sign with his call sign. He would send his member number. Alright, he just responded with my call sign. So let me, I'm sending the exchange for the contest, which is just the member number. If you're not a member, you just send all zeros. And I noticed some of the guys sending their grid squares. So I added the grid square to my exchange here. It's not needed, but why not? If they're doing it, I added it to it. If N8EUI is not in the contest, he's not going to send me back anything, so I'll assume it's all zeros. So I can just, if I want to type freehand, I can just type in this box. And I ask him if he's in the contest. Just hit transmit over here. When I put that control R at the end, that tells it to stop transmitting and go back in receive mode. And if he does not respond, I will log it as 00 here. Alright, there's N8UI. N8EUI. Okay, now he's logging, he's calling CQ like he's in the contest. But he didn't send the full exchange. I'm going to see if I can get him to send the full exchange. He's not sending it, so I'll say thank you. And I don't remember if I logged it, so we'll go down here. No, it's not at the bottom there. So I'll hit logs QSO. If you're using FLDIGI, you've got a bunch of buttons up here that are macro buttons. And you can assign commands to them or just strings. So if I right click this button, this TX means transmit, RX means receive. You can put any text you want in there. And the things with the brackets here are special. My call means my call sign. And you can select anything on the right here. And you just click the arrow and it puts it on. It puts it into your box. If you already know what the little shortcut is there, or they call it a tag. If you know what the tag is, you can just type it in with the brackets. You just have to make sure you hit apply and then hit close. Because if you type something here and you just hit close, it won't save your changes. So I have all these buttons have different macros assigned to them. So I can just click CQ and it'll send all that information, the CQ with my call sign and whatever I want it to be. And then if they respond, once they respond, I click on their call sign, like I'm going to click his call sign here. It puts it in this box where it says call, and then that makes that call sign available to all the macros here. So you see it turns red there, that means I've already logged him on this band. If it turns yellow, that means I've logged him on another band. Alright, here's another, that's the N8 UI. I'm going to call CQ right there. I'm going to do a few more of these before I have to find something else to do. Doesn't look like anyone else is responding there. It's been really slow since the DX propagation's not there. It's supposed to be a worldwide contest, but you can't do it worldwide if there's no propagation there. I'm sending CQ 070 TDW. I think that means 3-day weekend, and it's from my call sign. When someone responds, it's going to show up in black, and I'm basically just clicking buttons here. I'm not typing anything. If I wanted to, I could type in this box and send. I showed you earlier I could type it and then send it, but I can also hit transmit here and just start typing. So they will see what I'm typing right now. And if I backspace like that, they will see that backspace as well. And then when I'm done, I just hit the button again to stop transmitting. So you could do it either way. You could use the macros, or you could type it manually. You could also cut and paste if you wanted to. Just paste it into the box and hit send. It's just at the end. If you don't want to keep pressing the transmit receive button, you hit put a control R at the end of your text. Alright, here's a CQ right here. That's N8. I just talked to you. It should have switched though. I don't think I've heard that one. AK4D. Let's see if they call CQ again though. Just talk to you, N8. Alright. This is the signal browser here. You get that from view and then signal browser. Now there's a feature/bug in FLDIGI right here. Normally your window looks like that. You can slide this across, move your mouse to the left till it turns to the double arrows, and that pops out the signal browser. I don't know if this is Linux specific or not, but when I look at the signal browser here, it doesn't do anything. I have to open view signal browser and then leave this one open, and then this one starts working. So I just leave that open. You can minimize it, but don't close it. I just leave this other one open and it starts working. WOIZ, I've already got you. And the signals got really quiet. They had a little noise to them before. W0IZ, yeah, I've talked to you. See, it turns red there. So I don't think anyone else new is going to come in. So I'll check back in about an hour and see if I can make some more contacts with those. Alright, I'm going to take a break here. I'll see if any big sideband is on the, what do you call it? Any sidebands on the 20 meters. That's there, that's done. Talk to you, talk to you. Alright, I've got both of those. Let's go. Let's go back to the radio. Radio. Let's go 20 meters. Upper sideband. Put our noise reduction back on. Alright, let's see if we can find anything on the 20 meter band. That's something down the noise there on 225. I think I got my span set right. Yeah. Not hearing much on 20 meters, not seeing much on the waterfall.
Frankie with Whiskey 2, Lima Sierra Tango. And everybody, this is Bob's on the USS LST 325. He was just telling me that ship was at Normandy.
Alright, there's 14300, which is a continuous net, a maritime network, I believe they call it.
Lima Sierra Tango. I gotta try this again. 6335.
Alright, there's something on 288.
UFO, you have great activation. We'll catch you again, friend.
That's one of the hunters, though. I might have to turn the levels up since the signals are so weak. See how there's a signal right in that area. I normally have it down at 3. But when I turned it up, I saw that additional signal pop up there, and there's one out here too. But I'm barely hearing them, so I will move on. I'm just looking at the waterfall, trying to see if I can find a signal. Alright, nothing heard on 20 meters for me. Alright, so I'm going to take a break. I will come back later if sideband picks up. But that's all I'm going to do for right now. 73, thanks for watching. I will see you guys on the next one.